Tighters, this is the official Hang Tight with Marcy cool down. I'm finally doing a video on it because it is very important for everyone to cool down immediately after our workouts. So the purpose of cooling down is to release muscle soreness, because I don't know about you, but I get sore after workouts, and that's my motto. If you're not getting sore after these workouts, then you're really not pushing yourself as hard as you can. When I say sore, I don't mean killing yourself, and I don't mean hurt. If it hurts, you need to stop, assess what you're doing, and then start over. But soreness is great because it means that we've tweaked our body in a way that eventually it's going to get tight. All right, so again, cooling down is extremely important. So I'm going to go over my cool down routine. I tend to cool down 5 to 10 minutes after every workout, and I often like to get in maybe the hot tub or the sauna somewhere warm to really open up my muscles to fully stretch and lengthen them out. So I'm going to go over the exercises and stretches, and really for me, I like to do yoga stretches for my cool downs. Something about yoga, I don't know what it is, but every single angle and stretch I do benefits me in so many ways. I encourage it to everyone to try it and to do this cool down after all of our workouts, and let's get into it. When doing the cool down, I want you to hold each exercise for 10 to 15 seconds, and I want you to do it consistent. So if you have a lot of time to cool down, make sure you try to max out 15-20 seconds holding each exercise. If you're running low on time, you gotta go to work, go to school, I want you to do it at least 10 seconds and hold a good stretch. So that's the kind of the sequence of what I want you to do for every last one of these stretches. Standing forward bends. Doing a standing forward bend, your typical bend, hands to your toes. I want you to bend over and touch the ground, okay? And from the side, kind of make your neck kind of fall down with your hands. So the variation would be to touch your knees, try and go down. You can wrap your hands around your knees, pull yourself in, okay? And if you're really flexible, go ahead and touch the floor with flat palms, or you can also grab your heels for this stretch. Standing half forward bend. You're already down in the forward bend. Now I want you to put your hands on your calves, and I want you to have a straight back. So as you can see, you can sit a plate, you can sit your dinner on my back if you wanted to. So I have a straight back, and kind of go back down to the forward bend, and extend back up and extend your back. Okay, so it needs to be completely flat. I don't want this, and I don't want this, okay? Make it straight. And by doing this, I'm kind of pushing my shoulders into my back. So I'm kind of pushing them back as I'm down in this forward bend. And this is really good to help lengthen your back. It's also continuing to stretch your hamstrings. Wide leg forward bend. Go ahead and extend your feet out past your shoulders, okay? Far enough out to get a good stretch. I want you to just simply go down and touch the ground. And touch the ground. Remember to keep your head kind of neutral down, because we want a good stretch. From this side, I want you to go down. And try and keep your legs as straight as possible. If you're not that flexible, you're going to tend to bend a little bit, which I do sometimes. Try to keep them straight. The variation for this would be to spread your feet wide and only go down halfway. From this exercise, you could then touch either foot and hold it. So you can touch your left foot, your head can go to your knee and hold it. You can then come back to the middle and then go to the other side and repeat the same thing. I then want you to take the wide leg forward bend to a straight back. So we just did it with the forward bend. Okay, so I want you to get up in a straight back like this. So from the side you can see it better. So this is normal, wide leg forward bend, and then I want you to extend your back to a flat back. Again, you're kind of forcing your arms into your back to get a flat back, and then you can go back down and then extend up. Triangle pose. When doing triangle pose, I want your feet slightly apart, okay? I want one leg that's going to be facing in one direction, so have it facing out. The other leg, I want the foot slightly turned in. So don't have it straight in front, have it slightly at an angle, okay? This front leg is going to remain straight. We're going to extend our left arm over our left leg, all the way over till we can't go anymore, and then we're going to drop it to a side angle and hold this right here. So this is a really good leg opener again, also for our lower back. I feel it here, I feel it in my inner thigh, so it's a really, really good exercise. So this is called triangle pose. Reverse side angle pose. So we're in our side angle again, same thing, leg completely straight, the back leg turned in slightly, hands out. You're going to extend all the way over, but instead this back arm is going to go down to the front foot, and the left hand is going to go up in the air, and you're going to do a twist. Alright, so we're opening up the front of our body, and try and look up at your hand if you can. Okay, so I'll do it the other way. So I'm going to extend this way, okay? So I'm going to extend over as far as I can go. This back hand is going to drop to the front, and the other arm is going to go to the back. So this is a really, really good hamstring stretch. By doing that twist and looking up at our hand, we're opening up the front of our body. Side stretch pose. Doing side stretch pose, we've just got finished doing triangle where our feet were already in this position. Now I want you to scoot your legs, back leg forward. I want both legs as straight as possible at all times. So the more flexible you are, the more wider that you can have your legs, or you can bring them up close, okay? Both hands, I want you to touch the ground. So both feet need to be going directly in front, both hands down, and you can put your head to your knee. So those of you that wanted that one hamstring stretch to get you loose that hamstring, this is a really good stretch. So from the other side, feet, all right? Now, they don't need to be like this, straight in front. They need to be out like you're walking normal, but you're just gonna go down and you're gonna touch the ground. Warrior One pose. Get in the lunge position like we were just in triangle pose, okay? So knee does not need to go over your toe, okay? I want the back leg straight but slightly turned in. So you're gonna lunge forward, keep your hands out wide. So when keeping your hands out wide, I want you to extend them out, okay? And you also need to kind of make sure that while I'm looking at you, our body is really gonna be emphasizing this forward stretch. So we're gonna look out at our front hand, lengthen our arms, and also sit in this lunge position. If you're a little bit more flexible, I want you to extend it even more to get in a lower stretch, okay? And then the variation, don't go down as low, but still bend that front leg and extend your arms out. From Warrior One pose, we're gonna do reverse warrior. So we're doing reverse warrior, keep your legs the same position, and then we're gonna flip that front hand forward, and we're gonna extend back. By extending back, we're lengthening the front side of our body. High lunge pose. When doing high lunge pose, I want you to get in that lunge position. The front leg, I do not want your knee to go over your toe, and then your back leg, I want you on the balls of your feet, okay? So you're gonna be in the lunge position, and you're just simply going to lift your hands up in the air like this. You're gonna sink down in that lunge to feel the inner thigh and growing area stretching. And with the arms, I want you to remember to extend up. So don't sit here like this, chilling. Extend your arms up, sink down. Okay, then the variation for the high lunge, you can lean back for a mini back bend. So this is also going to lengthen and stretch the front of your body even more with this back bend, and also your lower back. So don't go too far back where you can't breathe, but go back far enough so that you can feel a little stretch, okay? So that's gonna be the high. Low lunge. I want you to get down into a lunge position, okay? So you're gonna be in the low lunge position at all times when doing lunges, your knee not over your toe, okay? Both hands down. You can put both hands on either side of your legs, or you can put them off to the side, okay? So I want you to sink down into this lunge, all right? This is gonna be your low lunge stretch. Remember, holding all stretches for about 10 seconds, okay? And then the variation for the low lunge, I want you to try extending an arm up into the air, okay? So by extending this arm up in the air, looking up at your hand, extending that arm high, you're opening up the front of your body. You're also helping reduce some of the stress in your back, okay? So lifting up. Then you can reverse that, put the front arm down on the ground, left hand up in the air, and twist to the other side. So at all times, you're looking up at your hand and you're trying to get your body. Anytime you lift up, you're trying to flatten the front of your body as much as you can to get the best stretch for your upper body. So you're looking up at your hand. Do it from the other side so you can see. And remember, at all times, you're trying to have equal balance in both legs. So don't put too much stress on the front leg nor on the back. All right, so low lunge here. All right, so front hand, okay, up. So you can put me by a wall right here. The front of my body is completely flat. And then switching it to the opposite side. All right, so that is going to be your low lunge and the variations. Another variation for the low lunge, I want you to extend one leg out in front. I want you on the heel of that front foot. You can be on the toes or the balls of the back foot. And I simply want you to lean forward, touch your toes and your head to your knee, okay? So this is going to be a really good hamstring opener, really good stretch for your hamstring. And then the variation for the stretch, instead of having your toe up and toward you, tilt your your foot forward, and you're going to feel a slightly different stretch in your leg. So you're going to be feeling the front of your leg versus the back for the hamstring, and kind of hold that. So anytime you have a really intense leg day, this is a perfect exercise to help eliminate some of that hamstring soreness, all right? So that is another variation for the low lunge stretch. Downward facing dog. Downward facing dog is probably one of my favorite exercises in addition to the low lunge that we had just done. So you're going to get down and you're going to extend up into downward dog. So in downward dog, your feet, your heels need to try and touch the ground in the back. So try not to be up like this, but kind of down. So again, your heels need to touch the floor. Your hands need to be out wide like a high five on the floor, spread out, okay? And you're going to extend your body up to get full extension. This is a really good exercise and a strong exercise as you begin doing it. And then you can also walk the dog. So by walking the dog, you're pedaling your feet back and forth to loosen up and cool down those hamstrings. So this is a really good hamstring stretch, walking the dog, okay? Then the variation for the downward dog. All right, you can extend one leg up into the air, and then you can flip the dog, three-legged downward dog, and look under your arm. So this is a really good stretch. I'll do it from the other side, so you can extend one leg up, hold this. You can even roll your ankle if you want to. You can move your thigh to get a good warm up in your thigh, and then you can flip the dog. Okay? So that's going to be downward facing dog. I know that might seem challenging for some. So for the variation for the downward dog, you can have your knees on the ground and you can just extend up for a little bit and sink back down on your knees. So the more you practice, the better you're going to get. So just practice this move. Make sure that you breathe and then you'll get better at it. Okay? And again, I love it because it kind of stretches out my entire body and I really feel cool down and loose when I'm finished. From downward dog, we can go into pigeon pose. Okay, so from downward dog, we're like this. We may have just had a foot up in the air, and then pigeon toe. We're going to bring our leg and lay it parallel to the front of the mat, and we're going to sit on it like this. So I'll turn around in a second so that you can see, but the variations for this pigeon pose, you can lay all the way forward, extend your arms forward to again stretch and lengthen the front of your body. If you have sore shoulders or sore back, okay, this is a hip opener exercise, so you're really going to feel it right here. There's no muscle needed for this exercise and stretch. You're just pretty much sitting here, okay? And then also the variation, you can lift your body forward straight so that you can feel a different stretch. Okay, so from the front, all right, your leg is going to be parallel in front of you like this Okay, your back leg straight. I don't have a lot of room. Back leg straight. You can lean forward. Okay, or you can sit up. Cobra Pose. I want you to get into the plank position, but then I want you to flip your feet down in the back, sink your body down, okay, and extend your body forward and kind of look up. So this is a lower back stretch. You're looking up, you're also opening up the front of your body. So when doing this stretch, your hands don't need to be so far forward so that you really can't, you might even hurt your back. Don't do that. Try and have them under your shoulders, okay, looking up in the air with your feet down in the back. So the way this stretch usually looks, you may have just come from downward dog, you may do a push-up, and then you're going to roll your body forward to Cobra. In the upward facing dog, you're going to hover over that push-up and then roll up. And so this time my whole body is technically off the ground. I'm on the front of my feet and I'm looking up. So this is going to be upward facing dog. So again, good stretch for your lower back. If you have lower back issues, I do not want you to do this. Maybe you can do a different variation. Child's pose is one of my favorite stretches. So you're going to have your feet slightly out wide, or you can have them in. I'll do it out wide. So your toes in the back, they need to be touching, okay? So this is how your toes are going to look. All right, then you're simply just going to sit on your feet and you're going to lean forward. All right, so we did this in the warm-up. It's a really, really good resting stretch, okay? Again, extending these arms forward. You're stretching your arms. You're stretching your lower back. And so some variation, you can kind of lean to one side to feel an even deeper stretch. You can lean to the other side. But at all times, you're trying to sit on your heels, okay, when doing this stretch. You can hold this, all right? Feels really, really good, all right? You can even put your hands behind your back and hold it this way. All right, that's gonna be child's pose. Cat and cow pose. I want you to get down on all fours. Again, your hands need to be like a high five, out wide on the ground. Your knees can be slightly apart, okay? And I want you to sink your stomach in and look up. Hold this. So you're strengthening and stretching the front of your neck and your back, and then you're gonna curl in. You're gonna curl in like a cat as far as you can go, and then release out. Okay, so this feels really, really good for those that like to stretch their back. So from the back, so that you can see, so I'm sinking my body in, and I'm extending it forward. All right. Okay, and then just from the other side, so you can see maybe at an angle. So I'm sinking my body in, looking up, and then I'm curling my body in like a cat. All right, so that's gonna be cat and cow. Seated spinal twist. Both legs extended out in front. We're gonna take this first leg, which is my right leg. We're gonna put it on the other side. The right arm is gonna go back behind you. Left hand, you can kind of keep it like this. You can hold your knee, or you can just put it down the side and stretch. I'm going to kind of use my elbow, and I'm going to twist and look in the opposite direction. So this is a spinal twist, so you're really stretching your back. Really good exercise. All right, and I'll switch. So leg over the other, hand, hook it on the side of your knee, the back hand behind you, and stretch. All right, so this really, really feels good for a good spinal twist. The last stretch that I like to conclude my cool down is with a seated chair twist. So you're gonna put your hands like you're praying, okay? You're gonna sit down like you're sitting in a chair, and you're going to twist to the opposite side. So my feet are together, okay? Toes together, feet together, or you can just have toes together. Hands like you're praying. You're going to sit back in a chair, and then you're going to twist. And by twisting, I have my right leg with my left elbow twisting, and you can hold this, all right? And then my favorite, I like to just open up the front of my body and get a really, really good spinal twist, looking up at my hand, extending that hand up into the air. Okay, so not only am I stretching my spine, it's a spinal twist, I'm also stretching my hip as well. All right, so from the other side, patty cake. All right, so I'm going to twist to the other side, hold it, so I'm sitting low into this chair. My toes and feet are together, and then I can open it up for a good spinal twist. Alright, hang tighter, so that was our cool down. Hopefully you find it useful. I really, really want you to cool down after every single workout. Even if you have to watch TV and do it, if you have to listen to music and do it, if you have to talk on the phone, on speakerphone, do it. Do your cool down, okay? And get ready for more workouts because they're coming. Bye.